Three blind people from Belize go on a journey they will never forget. They learn to see with sound by tongue clicking using echolocation.
That tongue click, it illuminates the environment. It's flash sonar. It's like a flash on a camera. That tongue click travels into the environment, reflects off the objects, comes back to the ear, and the brain can learn to image the world. Our brain is recognizing these acoustic images like a bat.
Brian Bushway from the World Access for the Blind came to Belize to teach 3 clients from the Belize Council for the Visually Impaired flash sonar or echolocation. Rowan Garrell wants to go to college on his own. Juan Reyna wants to become a DJ and develop computer games for the visually impaired. Donovan Reno is a DJ at a local radio station. He wants to stop bumping into signs on his way to work and get around the city better. Brian was a very active child and became blind at the age of 14. Although he learned to use a cane, he claimed he can see images in his mind. It was Daniel Quiche, Executive Director of the World Access for the Blind and initiator of Human Flash Sonar, who told Brian he was passively echolocating. He taught Brian how to actively echolocate by tongue clicking. Later, Brian went to Daniel to practice the methods and joined the World Access for the Blind. Like Daniel, he received a degree in special education and then became a certified orientation and mobility specialist. They traveled to many countries teaching these methods. Brian became skilled at skateboarding, running races, and mountain biking, a real daredevil.
Our eyes may not work, but the imaging capacity of our brain is still functional. And our teaching curriculum is designed to activate the imaging process of the brain.
In Belize, the process begins in a large room. The students are accompanied by family and friends who come to understand this technique. Brian's excellent teaching skills quickly engages the students in a firm foundation of flash sonar, where they learn the sonic features they will find in the outside world.
You want a nice sharp click? And the click is sort of created by putting some suction on the top of the mouth, using the blade and just... And you want a single click. Oh, that's good. Smile a little bit more. Don't listen to the click in your mouth. We want to be listening for the echoes out in the environment.
The students start by bouncing clicks off flat and curved panels, bringing them closer and further away to experience the echo differences. Brian then places the panel either on the left or the right, and they have to scan to find where it is at. This compares open spaces to closer objects.
Well done!
They need to develop their own vocabulary, and Brian asks them to describe what they are hearing.
It's like being by a closed door.
Good association. So it's important, like being by a closed door. In this echo training, we start evidence that the brain is imaging acoustically is when students start making these connections.
It sounds hollow and low.
And then, okay, and now when it's away, how does it sound?
Very high and unhollow.
Unhollow. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we have to search for new words, right?
On their feet, they use this knowledge to first find a wall. Standing close to the wall, they click and then turn around to hear the open space.
Listen to what the wall sounds like versus the open space behind you.
I can hear it, so the echo is bouncing more farther.
Yeah. Yeah.
When it turns, it goes far out.
Having heard the difference, they move further away and image the wall better.
It was really cool because I could tell that the wall was there and I could tell how big it was.
The next challenge is to echolocate the interior corners to determine the size and shape of a room. To find intersections and doorways, the students look for exterior corners, echoing where a wall ends and an open space begins. The students learn the sonic signature of a column.
Yeah, it did. It sounds different, yes?
Yeah. Open space. Something in front.
Yeah, different.
Whoa!
Oh.
I saw like a big square with another big square and a triangle.
Rowan clicks and describes an interior corner.
It's like I could see the corner in front of me, and then to my right there's one wall, and then to my left there's another wall. It's like I could actually see that. I'm not touching it, but I know it's there.
And you could tell there's a corner there and like you vision it.
The students are doing very well, so Brian gives them a more difficult task.
Who could walk close to the wall without touching it. You're walking, you're clicking, and you want to like stop like what you perceive to be an arm's length away, and you reach your arm up, and you're like, boom, arm's length away.
I reach exact. See, I did exact.
Okay, good. Yeah. Did your cane touch the wall first, or no? Oh, nice. Good cane. I like how your cane is here. He did it.
I think this is it.
Okay. Reach your hand out. Click. Reach your hand out.
Yeah, no,
You're fine.
Yep.
Perfect. Nice.
Mentally, it's tiring, and that's actually pretty neat because the brain is actually doing things it hasn't done before.
But that's a good sign of a good day of work. When we go outside, we're going to be hearing flat surfaces. We'll be hearing hollow surfaces, and we'll also be hearing dull surfaces, muffled sounds.
It sounds like when I'm half asleep and my face is on something.
Does it sound more muffled?
Yes, it does.
Bushes, plants,
Yeah.
trees are described as muffled sounding. And
Yeah.
it's-
Sounds muffled.
It is muffled.
Yeah, it is.
So right here we have this thin, solid tree. We have the
Yeah.
wall behind it. This is like a bush on top of a pole.
Yeah.
Next, Brian finds a wooden sculpture in the hotel foyer. He calls the students over. It is an ideal opportunity to echolocate this complex structure of flat and curved surfaces with open spaces.
It looked kind of like a man. It looked like this big panel-like belly. It just went curved. It's almost like a half circle.
If you step back a little bit, you may be able to hear some of those curves.
Whoa!
Yep.
It's like I could hear where it's flat and where it curves up, where it opens.
Yes.
The next venture is to cross a residential street using the road camber and echoes from structures on the opposite side. They clap as well as click to verify structures further away.
It's getting more open, like there's a lane over there.
It's more of a hollow sound to me. Let's go. It's pretty steep here, so use your cane.
There's the hollow sound again.
As they cross the street, they search for a hollow sound.
Look around the whole area. There's a reason why we're able to hear it.
They find an alcove.
Ah, look at this. What do you think?
It looks like it's a rectangle or a circle.
You know what? You're right. It's an archway.
It's an archway, right?
So it is kind of like a rectangle, like you said, and then at the top,
It gets more circular.
it gets more circular. Importance was too that we were able to hear echoes from the other side of the street.
Right.
Yeah.
Things farther away. This is the first time we're hearing echoes at greater distances.
A park is a great place for orientation skills. There are paths, trees, poles, and open spaces.
The right seems pretty open to me.
Okay. Compared to the left.
Compared to the left, yeah.
It tells us two information. There's a road over there to our right, in the distance. We have this echo in front of us,
Right. There's a building there.
a building.
We clapped and we actually saw a house. It was really far. I mean, the echo took about a second to travel. Sighted people could just look around and see exactly where they are, but we have to be more creative because, you know, we have the clicks, we have the cane, and we have to sort of put the images together and figure out our own way.
If sighted people were to wear a blindfold and go in our world for just one day, they would think that being a blind person is not all that bad. It's pretty interesting to finally find something that you might be good at. I think it's solid. I think it's muffled at the top.
Yeah.
That would lead me to believe it's a tree.
It's a tree.
Okay, you're actually almost underneath it.
That's so cool how we could hear it above us though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are now in a parking lot outside Benny's home center in Belize City.
Asking yourself the question, where's the building? Juan, what should we do?
Start scanning.
Yep, start scanning. Perfect.
I think it's over there. Here it is.
Okay.
They walk towards the building, swiping their canes and listening for obstacles like cars or poles.
Let's see if we go into the alcove. It's like we're going into that salad bowl. Notice as we get closer how it sounds different. How was that finding the store entrance?
It was easy. All you had to do was listen to the clap.
Yeah, this is actually the most practical use of echolocation. Where's the building?
Inside, they use audio cues and echolocation to navigate through aisles and intersections.
Juan, when you're walking, tell me when you hear it get more open on the left. Walk and click.
There's one.
Then keep walking straight and tell me when you hear it get on your left again. Perfect.
Rowan continues down the aisle while Donovan and Brian are on another adventure and find a familiar object.
Oh!
We found the
I won't
machetes.
smile on my trees.
Yeah. We found the machetes. So you guys heard the escalator?
Yeah.
On the other side of the
It's over to the
far right.
I could feel it when I
It's
came.
forward and right.
Cool. Let's go find the escalator.
Okay.
Well, there's one that goes up and one that goes down.
Right, yeah.
And you can even feel it at the end how it goes down.
Woo, it's like a little ride.
It is a little ride. Going up. You can do this without the handrail too if you wanted. Just use your cane and your cane will find the different parts. I think we got to work on Donovan's gracefulness.
When I went on the escalator, I was like, how did this machine get me up here so fast? When I was echolocating, I could actually see the aisle right in front of me, or that mattress that was there.
All the students moved around, turning corners, swiping and clicking. No one knocks over anything and they do really well.
Where are we supposed to go now, sir?
Okay, let's go down and find an aisle on our way out.
Alright, Juan, you're the leader.
One goes straight to the escalators while the others go astray.
We missed the,
Yeah.
we missed the turn.
Here's the turn, yeah.
Juan continues down the escalator with his mother. The others follow. Donovan still has a little problem but is doing better. Rowan goes down on his own. The students search for a landmark to find their way out. They find it.
Remember that
Oh,
smell?
we're back at the cycles.
Yeah, my echoes guide me home.
After leaving the city, they visit Laughing Goose Farm. Here they receive an overwhelming tactile and audio experience.
I told you these are the only animals I like to touch.
Love this horse. I have to brush this horse only. Is that lay an egg too?
Tickle.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
different.
I've never held. This is a day-old baby chicken.
Oh God, it's a baby dog.
Never held a duckling before.
Oh, it feels like a dog.
Yeah, but
The
it's
thing that she goes, from is her mouth.
Yeah.
I'm almost feeling violated.
How do you feel that dog? Come here, Aris. Oh, Aris.
He's scratching himself on me.
Boy, what a big goat.
Along with echolocation, there are many ways in which blind people can participate in life. Brian has shown that wrapping a football in a plastic bag allows them to play the game.
We can tell where the ball is and we could actually move toward it and kick it to the person.
You can listen to it, click at it, and actually see where the ball is heading, you know. Go to the left, center, or right.
They are now gaining confidence, moving around with more ease. They are about to learn mental mapping. This is a major challenge. They do this at the University of Belize campus in Belmopan, which is a large area. Brian's test is to have a starting point, the van, from which they walk out and then place an object anywhere they want on campus.
And I gotta remember this now. Where I put this? Okay.
Yep. Find this bottle.
They then retrace their steps back to the van.
The challenge is going to be remembering and taking good markers along the way to discover and find your treasure.
Donovan goes first and finds his deposit. They all help each other.
We're close, Donovan.
Yeah, we're right in front.
We're right there.
There's it.
First one to the car wins a prize.
Juan leads them back to the van.
Very good, Juan.
Nice job, Juan.
Now it's Ron's turn and he claps and clicks to locate his marker spot to guide him to his treasure. Brian teaches him to make a louder click.
You need more pressure, more suction on your tongue.
Oh yeah, now I could hear it bouncing off. I tend to want to go toward the fainter echoes. You want to listen to the more obvious echoes, the louder ones.
Okay? Find this bottle. Alright, let's go find the car, and then it's Juan's turn. Go find your marker spot.
Juan finds his marker spot, the University of Belize sign, and then eventually finds his bottle.
Oh. Yes, sir.
Good job. You did a great job. Good boy.
Alright, thank you. Good job. You guys are awesome. As like learning how to click and getting used to your canes. And that could have to be with the type of character and the type of people you are on the inside. So give yourselves a round of applause for just being like, I appreciate your guys' willingness, and I loved it how you guys got outside and just started walking around and exploring. That is excellent. Oh. How would you describe the sound?
Hollow.
Hollow. But it has an extra reverberation, huh?
It makes a vibrating sound.
Like a pinging sound, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Clap your hands again. Wow. So what do you think is up there?
A roof. A big and tall roof.
What type of shape of the roof do you think it is?
I think it's a rectangle.
That little pinging sound means the sound is getting trapped in a lot of turns. Maybe there's some lights, maybe there's some nooks and crannies up there.
Amazing. See these guys just, have all the ability, the courage to do this.
End of part 1. Part 2, the journey continues. Now the adventure really begins. They visit Cajalpech, an ancient Mayan ruin. Tall and rugged steps require a new technique.
It's actually a really handy cane technique that Brian taught us to get upstairs. It's called touch and drag.
Step, let it swing, step up.
Okay,
See, and it hits step. And you can feel the cane hit step, step. Oh, and you feel how it swung free?
Yeah.
That's how you know it's free.
Instead of holding on to someone's arm, rattling a bunch of keys is used as an audio cue to lead the way. Rowan goes ahead and they reach a temple, but they are yet to discover it.
There's something over here.
Yeah. And what are the features on it here, Colonel?
It has
The hollow and hollow
it?
and triangular surface that it can bounce on.
Exactly. Because it goes up and down, it's almost like we have a bunch of steps or like interior corners.
It's like a pyramid.
But it's all these rocks and they're all rounded, so it really is like a nice loud, popping sound. To me, we get the sense that we're up on a hill and we have a nice sort of vista because we can hear the echoes and it sounds very open.
Very.
And there's definitely buildings or mountains around us.
When they walk, you don't even hear their clicking. And yes, they are clicking, but the clicking is so quiet, it's just for themselves to be able to walk on their own.
Oh, I see it.
Miss Carol, I found the greenwood tree.
I know you did, you found it down
It's my tree. They're using their canes, they're trying new things, they're clicking and becoming explorers of the world. It's great watching them tell their parents and friends to back off and let them try it on their own.
Seeing my little boy growing up to be so independent, but it's so rewarding, and I can't believe how well the three of them have been doing.
Two different songs.
Not hollow in the distance. Very cool.
They now navigate through passageways and rooms in the temple.
Sounds like a cave.
Who's going first?
I'll go.
Okay, go, Ro. Go. Keep going in the open tunnel.
Oh, narrow. Really narrow. Here's the exit here.
Granny moving in, like he says. Granny.
There you go.
It's really cool. You can hear how it's super narrow and then it opens up.
They find another room.
Wow.
This is quite huge.
Echolocation is really exciting, really fun, interesting to learn because you want to have your own life and freedom.
Here we are, the Mayan ruins.
After a strenuous morning, the group now relaxes at a local art gallery and each shows their talent.
Please call the doctor. Humanity be real sick. I will say the blind man be like a bat, illuminate the night. Yeah, oh, when want to stop the play.
Oh, it feels like a dreaded man.
You got it.
It's a girl.
Hey there, Donovan. How there have you been? Hey there, Mr. Rowan. They were gonna swim, then we got one. Tell me what's going on.
The gentleman, Rowan.
Juan shows his keyboard genius. adventures are at Ian Anderson's Caves Branch Lodge, who sponsored 3 days and 2 nights of challenging activities. They fill up on a hearty breakfast before going on their first activity. The first challenge is a cave tubing trip carefully organized by the guides.
We gotta go down some steps, and then we go into the bus, and from there we have approximately 15 minutes ride in between the citrus before we get to the cave. We got 2 minutes walk before we get to the river. Make you guys carry your tubes on your left hand side,
Yes.
on your shoulder. Remember, this is a challenge for you.
I know you like to hear that, Brian.
Absolutely. I'm not here for 10 days to make it easy.
Brian's great. I mean, anytime we have a problem or something that we don't get, he's very patient. He doesn't give you the answer right away. And if you really don't get what you're doing wrong, then he lets us figure out how to solve our own problems.
Getting outside and using echolocation is where it becomes more powerful.
Getting into the tubes, they start their journey into the underworld. Juan has never paddled before and the guides give him a lesson. Everyone is having fun. They go a short distance to get used to the tubing, then stop closer to the entrance.
The Mayas were coming to the caves to do very special ceremonies, such as bloodletting, grain offerings, and sometimes they were even going as far as performing human sacrifices. So I don't know if you guys, who is the volunteer today? Juan?
I can try.
You try? You want to do just bloodletting or sacrifice?
Sacrifice.
We're gonna do it. You guys figure out the entrance by now, right?
Yeah.
So you're clapping?
Yeah.
Everything sounds the same to me.
And we've learned to recognize hollow sounds versus flat sounds. And so the idea is can we keep our attention focused on the hollow sound and try to bring our way self into that space.
Interesting.
Yeah. And that's echolocation.
The students, using their echoes, guide the group into the underworld.
I know you guys don't need headlamps, right? But the headlamps will help us to see where you guys are at.
See, we would use keys to keep track of each other, and they're going to use lights. That's why we call it flash sonar. The click is symbolic of the headlight. When we click, that's like we're wearing a headlight on our forehead. Echolocation is even better than a light because sound will travel around corners. Sound will travel through things. Sound will travel in places that light cannot go.
Out of their tubes, the group follow the underground river passage.
Object analysis, location, where is this? And then we're asking dimension, and we're asking density. First, tease yourself with the questions.
It's right in front of me.
Okay.
It has a high rise, right?
Yeah.
Clicking, I could see that it was a big pole-like object, but it wasn't straight. It had like ridges and grooves.
Look bendy. Like a tree then, like a tree halfway falling down.
It's a stalactite. It's a formation coming up from the ceiling. It's approximately 10 feet. Not a column or a pillar because it's not connecting to the floor as yet.
And we cross the river to the other side, and you can kind of hear how it angles down. And you can tilt your head up. You should look at it.
It has high roofs. You can't touch the roof.
On the roof, there are creatures that also echolocate. The bats are roosting in a hole above them. They are scared out by the group.
It's
Comes
a
out.
big hole.
They're created by the leaf-nosed fruit bats.
It's making dirt.
Dirt one.
Sorry, Juan, it's cool.
Oh!
You.
It was cool to see how the bats echolocated, and while we were echolocating, I thought, who are these guys blocking off our echoes?
They find a broken Maya grinding stone.
And then they grind.
So this is where the human sacrifice would take place, one.
I've lived a good life.
Yes. Has done a really good job, so we'll save him for another time. So grab your pole again, and then we're going to go back to where we came from.
And just that experience of having to use their cane, walking through the water on different type of terrain, experiencing those echoes, how the big rooms sound very different than the narrow passageways, sounds very different than the open space.
Brian is just absolutely amazing. He is making this so much fun for them, and we are reassured that they can do this on their own.
The students are now in the lodge's botanical gardens. Here they use all their senses and discover the size, shape, and dimensions of each plant.
So let's click and listen.
It sounds really small.
You hear him tapping?
I think it's bouncing off a branch.
Okay.
It was a branch.
Leaves are interesting. What do you think this is? Have you touched anything like this one?
Ever touch?
Nice. They're small. Wow.
Smelling it.
Excellent. And taste it. Piece.
Papaya.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Woo! I love this.
This is allspice.
This is allspice. So that's just the
You
leaf.
could drink this with tea.
Yes, it's drunk as a tea.
Oh.
You have
SpongeBob's house.
this is and what's the
Pineapple.
SpongeBob house?
A pineapple.
A pineapple, right?
You can smell it from out here, see?
These ones were once flowers.
It does feel like flowers a little.
Juan explains bee pollination and how these plants are fertilized.
So the bees carry pollen along because the pollen is really sticky. So when it goes on another flowers, it tends to, like the bee dust itself, dust some of the pollen off, and it tends to fly through the wind.
Excellent one.
This feels like
You
a
can-
caterpillar.
We call it the monkey tail.
Oh,
That's a tag?
Tarzan vine.
Tarzan vine.
The botanical gardens were really cool because it was just so much to smell and taste and feel and so much to look at.
It had all of your 5 senses in the sense.
The last and most challenging adventure is a walk along a difficult hilly path in the forest. At first, the guide uses the jingling keys to get them on the trail. Brian teaches them how to use the trekking pole.
And you just keep it in front of you. Keep this on your left, and then keep your cane in front.
As we were walking along, I could click and determine where the trees are. It was either walk into the open spaces or bang your head off a tree.
Like I saw this big bush in the way, and with the echolocation, I just jumped or went around it.
He used to afraid of being in the jungle, and now he could go around touching things, clicking on something, knowing that it's not harmful. Echolocation is going to help him a lot.
We can do most things that sighted people can't detect. We can see through a wall. We can see a tree without even touching it.
Solid.
Uh-huh.
Solid bone.
Is there other things up close around the tree?
Oh, there's some leaves around it.
That's correct. There's vines growing on the tree. Now you guys can feel the tree. If you want to feel it, then tell me.
Yeah, feel it. Now we're into sort of almost landscape analysis. It's so deep that there's things up close. There's also the open space behind these objects and closer to the ground. You got to be asking yourselves almost more complicated questions because this environment is far much more complex.
Touch it and then you tell me what you think.
Juan makes an astute discovery, but everyone laughs.
Maybe a termite hole.
He is proven right.
Wait, this is a termite mound. Are these termites edible?
Yes. Have you tried them before?
Yeah, they're nice.
Go on a tree.
You're eating termites?
Yes.
Yeah, you have a lot on you now.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you feel them crawling down?
Oh, they're very piney.
Right.
I think I'll put them in my salad later tonight. What I was thinking about and preparing for this trip, never could I have conceived eating termites. Use the cane as a light, graceful probe to find where you're going to put your footstep. Use that trekking pole. You can even sidestep, turn your body sideways if you have to. Coming here to Belize, working with Rowan, Juan, and Donovan have changed immensely in this time period. They're finding it fun to do it on their own. And it makes a lot of sense to me because it's more stimulating. You're more connected. You feel like you have more ownership of your environment and your movement and your just life.
Rowan, Juan, and Donovan have broken the barriers, and now they see that anything is possible through determination and practice.
This echolocation is great because it actually enables me to feel much more comfortable moving around by myself.
I have more confidence in echolocating because now I can go and explore. If I get in trouble, I can just click somewhere.
Just enhance what I could do.
So what is the future for you guys? How do we move forward as a group and as a team and as friends?
Well, we need to practice and refine until we get really good at finding our way anywhere.
Yeah.
Get more motive, more self-confident in ourselves.
Now that we discover echolocation, I think we can make a big breakthrough and we can actually see what the sighted people might be seeing.
And more sometimes.
We're just beginning to learn the potential of what is possible. We are living in a new era. We are no longer asking the question, what cannot blind people see? We are now asking, what can blind people see?
The World Access for the Blind, through the Belize Council for the Visually Impaired, helped these star students by giving them a gateway to freedom. Brian's excellent teaching of flash sonar has opened the doors to a brighter future for them and other blind people in Belize.
I live in the comfort.